Good morning. I'm back in Sweden. It's Sunday morning and I have some vacation from Abu Dhabi. So I took a flight home back to Sweden to repair my broken Lamborghini. And this one is broken in several ways. Here is a little bit carbon fiber damage I had. Why I was so stupid to do this one. And but the main big thing is the clutch. You know, in the last video of this car I was trying to do a burnout from standstill starting in the second gear, and the Sachs clutch did not work for that. Once again, remove all the back bumper, everything here, exhaust, turbo systems, and get into the gearbox there. I think I'm going to replace the gearbox to a new one I bought, and I will explain a bit later on that one. Also, this problem with the clutch that it's like welded together, it's not possible to disengage. It has happened before with my Supra and also with my Volvo here when I had a 2J in this one. It happened at Gatubil Rudskogen, and then at the gearbox there in the V160 it had an inspection hole, and that one I was actually putting in like a knife similar to this one between the discs and the pressure plates there. It was a tilt-on clutch in that one, and yeah, it was working after that, so that was an easy fix. Now, not so easy fix to remove everything out of here. And I don't know if I can fix everything as it is there or if I need to replace the clutch. So I actually bought, because I'm home for a short period of time, I have the twin disc. This is the thick ones, it's the center ones that I have in there, and I bought the top pressure plate, the bottom pressure plate, well, it's not the pressure plate, it's the ring on the flywheel, and the last one, the middle plate. So I can put in all fresh parts here in the clutch. A little bit expensive, these ones, Sachs Performance. I thought they were hold up longer than they did, and many guys in drifting are using exact the same clutch here in Sweden, and clutch kicking and abusing these very hard. So just a normal burnout starting in second gear, it did not hold up for this, but yeah, then I know, and I have to be a little bit more careful. My friend Joachim Wågård here, by the way, with yeah, this BMW M4 with the V8, and he's using these clutches here. Nice to see him here. Also, one thing that have happened when driving this car a little bit fast is that these turbos have been hitting the carbon fiber trunk here. So you can see a mark in the carbon fiber. I don't know if it is possible to buff out or not. And the turbos that I have painted with this nice VHT wrinkle finish, same finish that I put on the intercooler here, looking good, and it is like the same kind of wrinkle finish that this is the stock intake, and yeah, I wanted to have a little bit of the same finish on all of the. I have to repaint that, and yeah, maybe it's not so much on the carbon fiber. That's what's happening when using the car and drive it hard. I have adjusted these ones out a little bit now, so it will not be pushed down. I think by the downforce of the wing, it pushed down. I've used these settings for a couple of years and not touched the hood, but then someone was driving this car more than 300 kilometers per hour. Okay, I did a new thing here now when I was removing the gearbox, removing the turbo systems. Usually I take the turbos one by one, exhaust parts and the mufflers here separate. Now I was thinking maybe I can loosen them here, the exhausts from the headrest there, and take everything as a package. Don't know if this was easier or not, especially when I was alone here, because these are very heavy. And I have to loosen some brackets here on the sides, and yeah, you see here the wastegate sensor. So this system is not made to be removed completely. If I should rebuild this today, maybe I should build it a little bit different, so it is easier to remove it much faster. And speaking of fast, I want to have as many as possible of these ones, Stratofx quick disconnects, like these ones on the gearbox. I have showed them before, but I'm proud of them. These are from real Formula 1 cars that I bought on the auction. You could see in an earlier video. So all tight, no leaks, and very quick to connect and disconnect. These Stratoflex, I've seen them from time to time also in aircrafts where I'm working with aircrafts. They're using the same, so it's very good things. Okay, remove this chunk and remove the water pump there, remove the oil tank there, and then I can remove this gearbox again. And also, by the way, about the 6-speed conversion I did on the car, did a video of it. It's almost finished, but it's one thing that I actually forgot a little bit. This switch, this is for the reverse. This one I have, yeah, actually I need to remove it. That one I put a wire and put it into the car because it was no wire here back at the car that I could connect. That one is for the reverse lights and for the reverse camera to turn on when you're putting the reverse in. That one is not connected yet, so I don't have the reverse light and also the reverse camera there. This button turns on the reverse camera on there, so it's still working, but yeah, that's one thing I have to fix when I have time and remember to do it. Okay, keep on working. The gearbox is out, and now I'm gonna take the clutch out of here and see if it's welded together or if it's something else that is the problem. Yep, here we can see it has been hot, this one, and very hot here on the inside. Yeah, these discs are welded together here. So yeah, I will replace all of these and put the new fresh pieces in there. Okay, all the new parts are in, new disc, middle plate, pressure plate there, so it's very good. All the friction surfaces are new ones. Centering pin from a gearbox I have there, and the old parts. I ordered all these before I took this apart, and I didn't think maybe I had to replace all of them, but yeah, I will replace all of them. So just cleaned off the parts here. I think I need to clean this one as well, and then put it into the car. New clutch is in, and I had a plan to replace the gearbox. This is the spare gearbox I bought for the car. The original gearbox, I told I have replaced that one, but the reason for it is that it was coming a bad sound from it, and when I took it apart it was a couple of components that was not good there. So I used this spare gearbox from a 2004 Gallardo. And the problem with this gearbox is that the first gear is very long, so it's a little bit hard to drive when driving with this clutch, and the other gears are pretty short between them. I have not repaired my original gearbox yet, but I have bought this one. This is an Audi R8 gearbox. It says Audi here, but it's also the Lamborghini logo on it. So this is the same gearbox in the newer, the LP Gallardos 560 model, and yeah, there are all the R8s and the newer Gallardos. It was supposed to be any problem with this car R8 with a gearbox. I don't think it's the gearbox itself. Everything I have seen about it, it looks all good. But they also replaced the pump here with the reservoir and the accumulator. They also replaced this. This is the hydraulic unit. So they replaced a lot of parts on that one. I think it was by insurance. The mechanical, I think it's all okay here. But I found a big problem here, so I will not replace the gearbox. You see the forks here that actuates the gears. They are pretty small, and compared to this one, yeah, they are pretty big. So this is the manual linkage that shifts these ones, This is a 2004 gearbox, a manual from the beginning, and it's the same as my E-Gear 2008. So the pre-LP Gallardos, it's the same gearbox. But I've heard that guys that have replaced these forks in some Gallardos, and now I understand that it is the newer ones, the LP Gallardos, that is different gearbox if it is E-Gear and the manual. Probably these are much smaller, so the shifts will be a little bit faster, less movement needed to shift the gears. So it is possible to replace these, but it is a lot of work, and I'm just in Sweden, very limited time, so I'll put the same gearbox back in again. But I think I will take this one apart and use parts from this one to rebuild my original gearbox for the car. Also, there is some differences. You can see here, I don't know what everything do. Some bolts here that is not on this one. Bolt pattern, everything is the same. You can see these ribs much thicker than this 04 one, so I think the newer one is maybe a little bit stronger. But one problem I've seen with this one is that it is not preload on the limited slip differential. I have opened this one up. I did it just when I bought this one, and I found that it was exactly the same as my 08 Gallardo that I shown in earlier video, where I thought they have maybe forgot this Belleville washer inside. This gearbox, it has the preload, so you can see both sides moving together there. So even if I would use this, I would put some more preload in the differential there. So yeah, that was a bummer. I was a little bit curious to see how the car would go with a new clutch and a new gearbox there. At the same time now I'm doing an oil change, so I did cut open the oil filter there with my oil filter cutting tool and checking for metallic particles, and this one is looking good. So the engine is all fine, even though a little higher boost than it seen before, so that's all good. Okay, I don't have time for improvements. I just need to replace the clutch and get the car going again. But I have some problem that I always need to improve the car when I work on it. I cannot just take it apart and then put it back together again. So the little improvement I did here, not that big, but I put a little carbon fiber plate there to divide, to not get so much hot air into these radiators for the intercooler. So I had a little problem, you can see in my dyno video of this car that will come, I think, after this video actually, that it's not cooling enough, the water here. So this one will maybe help a little bit to not take in all the hot air. It will be a lot of hot air here, so it was a little bit stupid made from the beginning. It's not all tight here, but it will maybe help a little bit. Same on this side, carbon fiber divider there as well. Anyway, these pieces that are up here, these ones, and if someone have these to sell for a good price, please let me know, because I want to keep this one, the stock one, and modify one pair of these to get more air, because I have put both my air filters and my radiators here for the intercooler, so it will be nice to have some more air. Maybe not be the most good looking thing, but more air there to improve the performance. Okay, the car is just started up. We have good oil pressure, and I saw one thing. When reversing out, it should not look like this. So I actually just fixed it, but I never did the leak check before I took it out, and I have forgotten this one, the oil return from the turbo, from the right-hand turbo. So that's the one that was leaking. Dirty cat there. It's a beautiful day here in Sweden, blue skies, and I figure out I can maybe use this pedal for downshifting to get the throttle blips when changing the gears, because I'm so bad at heel towing, and yeah, I like the sound of this blip when I had E gear. Sounds really good in these cars. So yeah, now I'll try to set up this one because I have this in the M1. Still not get good sound really, but I think it's working pretty good when you downshifts. Yeah, so it has the throttle blips. Also the new clutch, I'm running in it now, so I'm driving around picking up some packages and do some grocery shopping. Very nice day. I'm really enjoying this weather. It's so fresh, the air in Sweden. You really appreciate it when you have been down in Arabia for a long time. It's the lowest horsepower settings here. So yeah, just driving around, doing a lot of shifts, so the contact pattern will be as big as possible. And also this clutch, when it's new, it's wonderful to drive. It's so smooth, and it was the same thing last time also. I thought it was very good, this one, but once this got worn in, it gets a little bit harsh and a little bit racy. So maybe in the future I want to do this more streetable. It's still working, but drive it as this one is new. Yeah, it's wonderful. So yeah, hopefully we can go to a racetrack this weekend to Mantorp. I am going to the track tomorrow, and I just thought of I need to have a tow hook. You know, if you're driving on a racetrack, all cars need to have a tow hook if they break down. And yeah, hopefully this will not break down, but it can do. And to pass the inspection, I need to have it. And the problem is I never use this front bumper with a tow hook. So, and this grill, it's an aftermarket, this one, it's not the original. The original is plastic and very, very expensive. I think a couple of $100 for each of these. And this one is in perforated metal. So it's looking almost as good. And I just remove a little bit of them here. It looks a little bit strange, not that good, but what do you do? Just painted this. This is the original tow hook, metallic, and looked a little bit ugly from the years. So put some VHT, roll ball and chassis paint, set in black, and now I can install this one. Okay, it will be there. Not that nice, but and I think it will need to wash this car. And by the way, can you see this crack in the paint here? And if we look under, is it possible to see? Yeah. This was when I was in Mantorp last time, and I did not even race that time. Bummer. But I try to not cry too much when all these things happens. It will get some things. I think it will get, this white car will get a lot of black marks after driving it on track. But I want to use the car. I hopefully can use this a couple of years, and it will have some damages here and there. Hopefully not much, but you never know. So use it a couple of years and then maybe do a little refresh, restore it some way. Driving here on the old part of the Mantorp track, usually it's full of teams all over here, but now it's just in the big pits up there, and we're going up here to the inspection. We're gonna quick inspection here, and almost all fine. I have to fix a little small thing.
hakan. Och jag kör ju inte fuskspåret här.
Det är bra.
I had so much footage from Gatubil Mantorp, both on my cars and other cool cars. So there will be a part 2 of this video where there's also will be a little crash with my Lambo. Bummer. So stay tuned, coming in a couple of days.